Alrighty. Hey, family. Core View coming at you guys.
Early in the morning, not worry about tomorrow, 'cause I know that it's a brand new day. Started making breakfast, turn the radio on play, 'cause I know that it's a brand new day.
Hey, Sister Danny.
Realizing my own strength.
You. Oh, thank you, sister.
Deep inside me.
What about me? How do I look? That's so rude. Hey, DB.
Don't know when today, but I got bills to pay.
Hey, see. That's my brother, Sarah. Hey, Sam. From SB in the house.
San Diego is in the house.
I get frustrated. I'm so blessed, y'all. It's a new day.
Just vibe with us on the song, y'all. It's a new day. Oh, yeah.
We create our reality.
Hey, Miss Lola. Miss you, mama. Hey, Asia.
I'm keeping up that flavor deep inside me. I feel the sun on my skin.
Oh, you just said that because I asked. HB, what up?
With the dawning of each new day, you can begin
That right here in front of us, right?
like a flower springing up, reaching for the sun. You can begin again. Let your day
Oh, what up, Rick? You on HB page? What's up?
chasing my dreams, making things a reality.
Oh, my cousin Mo on. What's up, Mo? Mo Butter, what up, baby?
It's a brand new day. I have a smile on my face, 'cause I know about His love and grace. Yeah, 'cause I know that it's a brand new day. Oh, living my life, trying to love everybody right.
Hey, bro. That's all right.
Oh, I'm like, what? Hey, B. What up, George? What up, fam? Cado.
Thanking God for this evening and for all of you coming live with us. We always want to give a shout out to Danielle Page, who that's her song that we always kick it off with, Brand New Day.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about this evening, your love language. We want to remind everyone to please share and follow us at The Core View on Facebook and IG. The Core, COREOF, letter U. The Core View on IG and Facebook. Right now, something's what is that?
Facebook, trying to get it to zoom in.
Okay.
Zoom in, there it
We'll
is.
try to fix it, y'all. But let's kick this off because we got a
And
good
focus.
topic that we want to share with everyone tonight about love languages.
All right, everybody. So tonight we're going to talk about, we didn't create this. We wish we would have, right? But Mr. Gary Chapman, please look him up, has what he calls the 5 love languages. We want to talk about that tonight. In our church, we've been talking about love this month, and we thought this was probably a great topic, especially when you're stuck in the house with your significant other. that you sometimes love but don't feel like liking. But we want to just talk about the 5 love languages and their importance. So if you're single, if you're dating, if you're married, it doesn't matter. If you've been married for a few years, one day, if you've been married for 20 years or 50 years, love language is so important, because men and women, as they say, speak a different language. It's important that we learn what our love languages are and what they mean to us and how important they are to our relationship. And I'll let Wifey let us know what she asked.
Well, just the foundation is the golden rule we all learned from our parents was treat others how you want to be treated. But the platinum rule is treat others how they want to be treated.
Right.
And that's really where the love languages comes in. And if you can get a little bit of this and go research it for yourself and then articulate it, apply it, and witness how it works for you, it can be powerful. Because a lot of times people are missing one another just because they're loving their mate, loving their children, communicating with their coworkers, any kind of relationship this can apply to. But a lot of times they're missing one another because everybody's loving one another how they want to be loved, instead of saying, okay, wait, how does my person want to be loved, and going there with them.
Right.
So you'll understand this more as we get into it.
Yeah, so according to Mr. Gary Chapman, who has he actually does like psychology and actually does coaching and all the things that he did. Okay, let me turn that down.
Thanks,
Set
DB.
my rate. Thanks, DB. I thought I had that off. Okay, there it is. Yep, I got it. We good now. All right, so your love languages are broken down into 5 categories. 5 categories. So the first one is, and it's in no particular order, right? So the first one is words of affirmation, is quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts, and acts of service. I'll go over them one more time. Words of affirmation, they are in no particular order, okay? Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts, and acts of service. And what we want you to know and want you to understand with those 5 love languages, Google it. Go on Gary Chapman, the 5 love languages, and take the test. It is so imperative, so important to your relationship that you take these so that you can learn your significant other's love language. And as Wifey said, it's not what we want, it's what our other significant other, what they want. And we want to be able to love them the way that they have been called to be loved, not the way, because most of us love the way we want to. And as we'll get into a little bit, we'll talk to it about it. It's so important. So it's those 5 love languages in no particular order. And guess what, guys? They change. They alter. They move around. Priority on your list based on a lot of times what's going on in your life. Based on what's going on. So we do it. We try to do our love languages every 3 months, 3 or 4 months, try to take the test. But we also do it when there's a major change in whatever's going on in our lives. So case in point, when we moved into our home, we looked at our love languages. It was very important because there were certain things on that list, priority-wise, that changed. Another thing is we were already married, but when we moved into our home, so that's a good one. So if you're dating right now, or if you're single, once you get with somebody, it's really important to know and learn their love language.
But first, take a step back. You need to know your own love language.
Yeah.
So take the test and know where you're coming from first. So once you understand what you prioritize, everyone has a primary and secondary love language. Let me give you an example. Right now, my primary love language is acts of service, which actually that changed after we had children.
Right.
It changed to acts of service.
Right.
It used to be quality time first, but what that means is I highly value when my significant other loves me from a standpoint of view of knowing that his primary love language is physical touch.
Right.
So I have to speak to him with that. And his has not really changed, however, the primary. But what I will say is we both have quality time as our secondary priority love language, which means we love to spend time communicating with one another, but the way that we do it is different. And the book talks about that. So you might speak the same language, but have a different dialect. And yes, as Auntie Pam said, when you change, your priorities change.
Yeah, right. Where when your priorities change, you often change. And so, what our love language was when it was just us married doing our thing, it changed significantly when we had children. And then once we had children, it changed because wifey was spending more time with the children and things like that. So when it was quality time at first for us, it changed to acts of service because she's always doing for the children. So now she's like, I need somebody to do something for me. So, those things changed. For me, it was physical touch. And I know a lot of people say, oh, typical man, all he wants is sex. It's not necessarily all sex when it comes to physical touch. Trust me, sex is good. It's up there. Hey, we ain't gonna just poo-poo that, right? But, amen, fellas, wink, wink. And ladies, okay, right? But it also means, like me, I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. And I didn't even know this. I go to bed before wifey does most of the time because I get up earlier. And I would be laying in the bed, and that moment when you're like sleep, like right in the, I call it like a twilight zone, when you're half sleep, but you're still kind of awake. You kind of still know what's going on, right? You may be able to articulate the next morning what's happening on the outside, but you still kind of sleep as well, right? You don't know everything that's going on. And wifey would come to bed and just rub me, So the physical touch, she would just rub my back, rub my head. And man, it would take me into the greatest sleep ever. It was the greatest thing ever. That was part of physical touch. It's not necessarily sex all the time, but I also had two parents, mom and dad, God rest their soul, love them. I mimicked them. They would hold hands when they were out in public, when they were in the grocery store. So I modeled that. And so for her and I like to hold her hand and like to do those things. So that physical touch makes me feel good. It's not just sex. It's actual, touching. And we can be like right now, she may be rubbing my knee or something. That makes me feel good. I'm cool. I love that.
So part of that, what happens is when you speak to someone in their love language, you feel their love tank. And now they're able to come back into the relationship and fill yours up. Hopefully, if they value that, if they start to understand the importance of getting this down, once if I know he's physical touch quality time, then I'm going to go there to keep his love tank full. And hopefully both parties are speaking the opposite person's language so he can fill mine up. And shout out to Adria and Falabi Olalele because they gifted us a date night where we could watch Dr. Gary Chapman. And we had a date night at home watching Reinforcing the Love Languages and then learning about new concepts of apology language and anger languages.
Yeah.
So the key takeaway too is first get it for yourself, understand you, and then you can start applying it to all your relationships. It was powerful for me to also realize, oh, my children, I need to speak their love languages because it's not enough for them to know that mommy and daddy provide for them. It's whether they also feel loved.
Yeah, and so for us, we have, as we always talk about, our 3 and our 5-year-old, right? So my 3-year-old right now, if we gave him the test, his every answer for him is going to be dinosaurs, right? No matter what we ask, it's going to be dinosaurs. Our 5-year-old is a little more articulate, a little bit more. So we could probably give her the test and she will give us some great answers for us to know and learn her love language. But I will say this, that because we've learned love language and know now what it means and what the 5 different ones are, we're already really pointing out what our son's love language is, because he's showing us he really loves words of affirmation. He loves to hear that he's doing a good job, a great job, Kenny. Daddy loves you. Daddy's proud of you. Already, he loves all those things. And then I would probably say for him next is definitely touch, because we call him the lover. He is the lover all the way. He likes hugs and all of that. So when you learn the love language of your children, oh man,
that's
come
how
on.
you make them feel loved and validated. We have a lot of children out here that are followers and not leaders, and not feeling validated at home. And a lot of that is not because their parents aren't providing and not loving. The parents are loving their children like their parents love them and their parents love them, instead of loving that child how they need to be loved for their spirit. And it's really powerful.
And so fellas, so check it out. And I want to really talk to any of the fellas that are watching tonight. Ladies, if you're recording this or watching this, show this part right here, especially to the fellas, because you can come home for days and weeks and months at a time, and wifey isn't satisfied. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm going to work. And I talk about this often. I joked with the wifey one time. She was complaining about something. I said, listen, I come home. I don't cheat. I don't go out at night. I'm a loner, so I'm home. I don't spend a whole lot of money. And I'm running down this list of things, right? And she said, wait a minute. You want me to give you credit for something that you're supposed to do? And I was like, touche, honey, okay? Well, Bianca won, wifey 1, husband 0, right? She got me. And I thought it was so important. But, and I'm saying that to say, we think that we have it. We think that we have it down because we're doing for our significant other what we love. What we love. And it's not just the men, the women too.
We're all
doing what they love, right? And we're missing each other in the area where they love. So when you do the love language test, you say, oh my God, I'm buying wifey all these gifts and she doesn't like that. She likes quality time. You know what I mean? So and fellas,
it's
check it out.
Yeah.
And check it out. You can spend $20,000 on gifts. If her love language is quality time, you've completely and totally missed out on what's important. So it doesn't matter. That's why it's important that you learn the love language so that you can be able to cater to your significant other in an area that they love, that keeps them happy, keeps them at peace, and hopefully and prayerfully they will do the same for you in return.
And for my ladies or my feminine spirits in the relationship, a lot of times we're socialized to have the princess syndrome of, if he should just know what to do. If he cared, he would just know what to do. Like, why doesn't he buy me flowers? Why doesn't he do this? If he cared, he would know. We have to teach our significant other. We have to teach our man how to love us, okay? We really need to be verbal. We have to let them know. And part of this is empowering, because first you have to know. Once you know your love language, then you can let someone know how to love you.
Wow.
And instead of thinking that they don't care because they didn't figure it out, or they're not like us, women, we out communicate men by, I think, 10,000 words a day.
Wow.
And the way that we relate with our friends and one another is completely different.
Y'all talk too much.
So, but here we are encouraging everyone to learn your love languages. And what you will also realize is, where you have a lot of bickering in any kind of relationship, business partnership, husband, wife,
friendship,
a lot of times that's where you can realize that each other or someone is not speaking the love language of the other. Because if you're constantly saying to your husband, wow, why aren't you helping me around the house? Or I need help with the children, or whatever it is, you want the honey-do list done. Y'all know I got on about that. That's an act of service person. A lot of times you're needing someone to speak your love language of acts of service. So you can also figure out where your love language is and where it's not being met by where the reoccurring arguments or disagreements happen in any relationship.
So listen, we live by it. It's one of the tools. We use many tools. We like to go to retreats. We haven't been able to in a little while. We had the children, and then now we got the pandemic going on. But soon as this breaks and we feel healthy and well enough and good enough in our spirits that we can go, we'll be at another relationship retreat.
And
but
that's why we did the date night on home, because it was
right.
working on us and getting tools that we could bring back.
And absolutely, right now is the greatest time ever to learn about you and your significant other, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about this in our first live that we did, that it's very important that you learn and nurture your relationship. So it's important that you use this, because this is a great tool. I promise you, listen to what I'm saying to you. I guarantee whatever, some of the problems, this may not get rid of all, right? May not get rid of all, but some of the problems and things that you're experiencing in your relationship, if you could just learn and take the love language test, I guarantee it will help some of the problems and the disconnects that you have in your relationship. It will help you get through them. Now, once you learn the love language, then it's up to you to go to work. Because now once I learn wifey's love language, then I'm like, okay, now what that means, it takes a little bit of reprogramming for you, because you're
speak a new language.
Yeah, because you're programmed to do what you love, right? So now you have to but it's great, because now I can say, okay, every morning consciously I can say, all right, this is wifey's love language. Let me try to meet her in her area where she loves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You got to stay conscious. If you don't want to do the work, then you just need to be honest about that up front.
And some of us are loving unconsciously. We're loving unconsciously. We don't know. What I'm saying is this: we don't know that we're loving in our own love. We're just figuring it out, or we're just doing what we thought was always right, or what always worked for us. But that doesn't necessarily mean that works for your significant other. You don't, and so see, this gets back to knowing who you're married to and who you're in relationship, and knowing that person, because how did their mom and dad love them? How did their grandmother love them? How were they raised? What is their definition of love? All of these things come about and take a very important role in relationships.
Right. We know that the image is going in and out of focus. We got a new phone and we're not sure what that is. But just listen to our words, and the main takeaway of today is, first, whether you are single, dating, or in a relationship, go find out what your love language is and reassess ever so often, especially when there are big life events. Next, if you are dating or in a marriage, let your significant other take the test. Learn what they're about. We recommend that you read the book. But even if you just get the primer on what it is, you can immediately start to apply this in your life. Then start looking at your children, for those that are parents, and observing what their love languages are and loving them. If they're old enough, you can really make it a family exercise to teach one another.
Wow. I mean, and a lot of you are going to say, I've been with them for 15, 20 years, 10 years. I know everything about them. I know what all of this. You would be surprised. Just take the test and you'll see. Just see what you see when you take the test. Read it together. It's important that you read the results of the test together, so that you can try to really, and then you two can point out. And she can say, or he can say, or they can say, or your children can say, or your friend can say, see, this is why I like this. And then you can ask them, wow, I didn't, as long as I've known you. And with wifey, I'm like, I knew your love language, but what I didn't know was, once we had a major shift in life, whether it was finances, and just the little things, a raise on the job might change priorities. Because if gifts were priority, maybe it's not no more, because maybe they feel in themselves, hey, I can afford it and buy it myself. I don't know, whatever it is, anything really that can change. You really just got to check in and just really. So we would advise that you do it every 3 months, every 3 to 4 months, and find out what your love language is. And we would also advise, once again, that during any major changes, any major shifts, what does that mean? What does that look like? Wifey says that all the time. What does that look like? So a loss of a loved one that may be sick, if you get married, if you move to a new home, maybe there's an upgrade or an increase in pay. Maybe there's a decrease in pay. Maybe it's not always the positive. Maybe something negative happens. Whatever it is, make sure you go back and check the love language so you can find out what your significant other's love language is, so that you can love them in the way and in the place and in the area that they want to be loved in.
Yeah. And finally, when you are noticing yourself having disagreements, it's time to say, are we not speaking one another's love language? Are we not being intentional about filling the other person's tank? And it happens. We all can slip back into a routine or go into a rut, and we need to be cognizant and conscious enough to want to rectify that, not let that sit out there and just go too long. And this is one of the ways you can do it. One of the tools when we coach couples, we definitely like to get into this and try to show you how to integrate it into your practice.
And she keeps talking about, and you'll see, and Dr. Gary Chapman will explain to you about the love tank, right? Your love tank. If it's on full or if it's on empty, if it's halfway. Everybody at every age, at every stage, at every level, every ethnicity, we all have a love tank. And I say it often, it's not my responsibility to make my wife happy. Or it's not her responsibility to make me happy. These are your own personal responsibilities. But it is my responsibility to learn her love language. It's her responsibility to learn my love language and try my best to meet them at that space. It's very, very important. We love you guys. We're glad that you came out today and to just sup with us as we talked about love languages. And if you have questions about it after you looking into it, we're here. Send us your questions. We're here to help make it digestible so you can start using it right away. And for those who think, hey, I've been married 30 years, those are the couples that said this is what we've been missing. It made it even better. Yeah.
And for those of you that are just getting started or getting in the market, it's going to help you know self. And self-awareness is the key to going to the next level.
Yeah, no doubt.
So if you want to up level, it's definitely a tool that you can keep perfecting and applying.
Definitely. So next week we get sometimes we go to topics that we like to go to. We want to make sure that you follow us once again at the Core of You, CORE of just the letter U, the Core of You on IG and Facebook. As we continue to go live on these Fridays, we want to continue to keep talking to you. Send us questions. Send us things that you would like to talk about. Shout out to the people that keep pushing us. My sister Danielle Page, our cousin Tasha Champion. They just keep pushing us and
shout
pushing us.
Shout out to all of you that keep coming and supporting us on Fridays. We appreciate you and sharing our videos. We see you. And we're going to start doing some random things to let you know we see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you get some random love and a random gift card or something, you'll know why. We really appreciate our support and our... we just want to love on people. And the relationship and self-love is the core of everything. And if we can up-level people, it's going to up-level our entire community. One person at a time. Oh,
so look, we didn't get to see this scrolling up. My sister and brother, Mary and Naaman, they got the book. We're doing it now. Hey, congratulations, guys. Look, I'm saying it right now, congratulations, because I know that book will help you. I know that it helps us, and we've been together for going on 11 years now, and it's still helping us. We're still learning because life. Cousin Tasha said, "Oh yeah, okay, all right." So we may schedule a Zoom. All right. We may schedule a Zoom to talk about the love languages. A nice workshop. It would be amazing. Danielle talked about the love tank. So what is the love tank? If you go on Gary Chapman's page, he'll talk about it. But just simple, I think I said a little bit before, but what is the love tank? Everybody has it. Everybody has that love tank. Okay, and it's either filled, sort of filled, or it's empty. And it happens from who we are today is a culmination of our past experiences. All right? Understand that. So whoever you are today, even as it pertains to love, it is a culmination or a totality of your past experiences. So sometimes in life we get in relationships and somebody doesn't love us the way we want to be loved, or the way that God called us to be loved, or the way, or they don't love us the way mommy and daddy loved us. So then we're looking for that in a person. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe mommy and daddy didn't love us all the way. Some people we have out there lost their parents at a very young age. So they've been looking for that love. I think there was an R&B singer said, looking for love in all the wrong places, you know? So some people have that. That's what the love tank is. It's if it's filled to the brim, overflowing, then you are happy, healthy, whole, and complete.
So for my single people out there, it's empowering to know what your love language is so that you can articulate that in the getting to know process, as well as once you get these down, the 5 of them, you will be able to identify that in who you're entertaining, and be able to connect on a deeper level. It gives you another tool to connect on. You're not just stabbing in the dark. You know, you can see right away if this brother keeps bringing you flowers and bringing you wine and dining you. Oh, they must be a gift giver. Right. But you can see right away and start to educate them and bring that into the dating process, and it helps you connect quicker and better.
I need to say this, and I hope you're all right when I'm saying this, because we don't read minds, men. We don't read minds all the time. So ladies, if you know your love language, and fellas, if we know our love language, it's important so then we can then articulate to the person that, even if it's somebody that you're just starting to, as Bishop used to say, just courting a little bit. If you're just dating, it's very important that you know it so then you can articulate to that person so they will stop bringing you a bunch of flowers if you're not a gift-giving person. If you're not a person that their language is gift-giving. Wifey loves her gifts when I do it for her, but it's not big on her list. It's just not big on the list. So I give her flowers. She loves them. She respects them. She has a nice bouquet of roses in there right now. But her love language right now is acts of service.
So I got a list, and then when he knocks that list down, then it makes me just want to do all the physical touching.
All right now, all right, we on live.
But that's the thing, it's like when he fills up my love tank, when he changes them lights, when I came down there and he bought my generator, I know y'all ladies, I wanted an $800 generator, but that was on my honey-do list.
Facts.
So my thing is, when he's speaking to me in acts of service, when I don't have to deal with the children for the night, now I've got, my love tank is full and I'm ready to rub on you a little more. I'm ready, and it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not like a tit for tat thing. It's more like I see you thing.
All right, Auntie Pam. Now it's time for Uncle Joe to take it too. You took the love language quiz. Make him take it too. He needs to take it. I know y'all veterans in the game. I love y'all. I know y'all got more experience than us. But make him take it too. It's so important. It's so amazing when you guys take it. And you will learn some things. You will learn some things about one another that you may have never knew before. And it's only for this moment. You know, I want to say that real quick, because it's not, past makes us who we are today, right? Tomorrow's going to take care of itself. But we can only be who we are right now, right? So the love language test tells you who you are right now. So when you do it right now, he's standing there like, no, take the test, Don't make me come over there social distancing. I'll spank your butt.
Oh,
take a
Mary,
test. No, so we love y'all. We really want y'all to take it. You will understand how important it is. His love tank is full. That means wifey is doing what she's supposed to do. That's amazing. So we're going to close out for tonight. Hey, next week, we'll just give you a heads up. We're going to talk about wisdom. Wifey and I are big on sitting at the foot of wisdom. So there are some elderly people that we have sit up under. Some of them have passed and gone on. Some of them are still here. We want to talk about that. When you get wisdom, then what do you do with it?
Yeah, because it can be a lot and it can be overwhelming. And sometimes you can open the door and not know where to go next. So it's more of a spiritually inclined topic, but again, up-level oneself, up-levels you in whatever single, married, dating, wherever you are, it's gonna help.
So we're going to close out tonight. Miss you, love you too. Oh, that's Danielle saying it to Mama Rose. Miss you, Mama Rose, amen, love you. We're going to close out tonight. Once again, follow us on IG and Facebook
And share.
Oh, and share. Yeah, if you don't mind, share. We're trying to take this to another level. We got some special things coming when we get the opportunity, some workshops that we're going to be working on, some special things and coaching. If you need, if you want, if you desire, if you would like to do couples coaching with us, you can reach out to us at the Core View, CORE of the letter U on Facebook or IG. If you go on any of our page, we even have a phone number on there where you guys can call us and talk to us, and we'll walk you through. And we hope we got some intensive training for you, and we're gonna lay it down, come right at you, put you to the gun,
And
hold you accountable.
It's not for just issues. It's just it can be resolving something, but it's just goal oriented too.
Yeah. It's never.
Goals,
it doesn't have to be a whole lot of. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a whole lot of bad things going on. Matter of fact, your relationship could be in a real good place, but you just want to maintain it.
Make best better.
Yeah, or take it to another level. That's fine. We'll do that too. So we're going to close out tonight with a new day again. Shout out to Miss Danielle Page. We're going to close this out. We hope to see y'all again. We love you guys. Thank you so much, Core View fam. We got great things on the horizon.
Community of restoration and enlightenment. That's all of us. Community of restoration and enlightenment. That's all of us.
No doubt. So let's get to it. Here we go. So we love you once again. Hope to see you soon. And Miss Danielle Page is going to give it to us. A new day.
Early in the morning, not worry about tomorrow, 'cause I know that it's a brand new day. Started making breakfast, turn the radio on play, 'cause I know that it's a brand new day. Realizing my own strength, I'm keeping hope that lives
Hey, if you're on here with your significant other, give her a kiss.
on my skin.
Kiss me like you love me, girl.
Pushing me to greatness, 'cause
Hey, Core View, we love y'all. Peace.